Hello guys, if you have clicked on this video, so in this video we are going to cover the ratio and proportion topic. In this video I will be covering the concept behind the ratio and proportion, the examples and the tricks. So guys, let's get started, but before we begin, just do not forget to subscribe this channel and click on the bell icon. So guys, first of all we cover the ratio. What is ratio? Ratio is nothing. It's a ratio represent a relationship between two or more quantities. What does it mean? Suppose if I have this bottle. If I say, can you tell me how big is this bottle? You can tell you, can you tell without looking at the specification of this bottle? You cannot tell because you do not have any other information and you do not know how to compare. But if I bring another bottle, and if I say, now tell me about this bottle, so you can say this bottle is smaller than this bottle. This bottle can contain this bottle contains less amount of volume than this bottle. How can you do this? Because you are comparing this bottle with the another quantity or another bottle. So this is the ratio. Ratio is nothing. In this you just compare one quantity with another quantity, or you compare two or more than two quantities with each other. So guys, yes, so ratio is nothing. Yes, you are comparing two things with each other or more than two things. But remember, when you do this thing, always compare same units. What does it mean? When you were talking about the size of the bottle, so you were comparing the size of the bottle. You were not comparing size with the amount, the diameter, because those are different units. So this is what we are going to learn in this video, that what things we should compare, and before we compare, what we need to do. Okay, so the ratio, a ratio represent a relationship between two or more quantities, and two things for the ratio is two or more than two quantities can be compared, and they should have same unit. Like length can be compared with the length, volume can be compared with the volume, speed can be compared with the speed, and width can be compared with the width. Okay, so let's take an example. In this example, suppose I'm representing my with Manish M, and your is Y. So Manish has $5 and you have $10. Okay, so can we compare, or can we do ratio for these two quantities? Yes, we can do. Why? Because now we have two quantities and the unit of the quantities are same. So the Manish versus your money is 5 is to 10, or we can say 1 is to 2. Okay, so this is a very simple understanding, simple way to understand what is ratio, and for the ratio what you need. Okay, so but ratio, in the question you will see different wordings for the ratio, or you will see different kind of representation for the ratio. So we can represent ratio with many three ways. First is by using word 2. Whenever you see that money 3 is to 4, 3 is to 4, okay, that means we are comparing 3 with the quantity 4. In above we can say 1 2 2 in the previous example. We can use the colon, then we can write 3 is to 4. We can use as fraction, we can say 3 by 4. Okay, one very important thing to note over here is ratio do not specify amounts. What does it mean? When we talk about the ratio, like in my previous example, I was saying that my money is to your money is 1 is to 2. Does this give you the idea how much money I have, or how much money you have? No. It just says that you have twice money as I have. So ratio doesn't specify, or ratio do not specify the amount. Okay, so now let's talk about the proportion. What is proportion? Proportion, in ratio we are comparing one quantity with another quantity. Okay, but in proportion we will be comparing the two sets of ratio, like one quantity with another quantity, and the another quantity with some other quantity. Like, let's take an example. I compare, like previously I compare Manish to Y. I had $5, you had $10. The ratio of my money versus your money was 1 is to 2. Now X and Y, they are 2%. X has 30 rupees, Y has 40 rupees. or dollar, sorry, because we compare the dollar. Okay, so 30 is to 40. So what is the ratio? X versus Y is 3 is to 4. So when you compare this set with this set, we say we are doing proportions, and for proportion we use this 4, or you can use the equal. So any of them you can use it. So let's take an example so you will get better idea how we can use ratio and proportion together in the exam or in the question. So it says a certain university, the ratio of doctoral students to the master students is 3 is to 5, and there are 9,000 doctoral students. How many master students are there? Okay, so first of all it says doctoral student is to master. What is the ratio? 3 is to 5. That means if there are 3 doctors, there are 5 master students. We can write this as a total number of doctor students are 3x and total number of master students are 5x. We can say this thing also. This represents the quantity. Okay, but the question says if there are 9,000 doctor students, the total number of students are 9,000. Total number of master we need to find out. So here we will use the ratio, and we will use the ratio of this versus this. We can say 3 is to 5 is equal to 9,000 is to, we need to find out the number of total students. We do the cross multiplication, and the total number of master students are 9,000 multiplied by 5x, or you can say just 5 and 3. Cut this out. 3,000 total number of students or masters from who are doing masters is 15,000. Okay, I hope you get the idea how we can solve when we have given ratio in one question, and in second condition we have given the quantity of the student or the same unit. Okay, now in the ratio on this kind of question, you basically 3 different kind of questions, and but the concept is same. So here I will be solving 3 different kind of question you will see in the exam, and how to solve that we will be solving this with the considering the one example. So here we go. So in this particular type, we will be given when you know values for the part of the ratio and want to determine the whole or vice versa. What does mean? It means in this particular question you have given the ratio for the parts, and you have to find out what part contain how much amount. Okay, let's take an example. So this example says in a certain business budget, the total dollar amount allocated for marketing, in product development and the administration are 5 is to 3 is to 2. If the business budget is total $200,000, how much money is allocated for marketing? Okay, so it's very simple. It says marketing is to product development is to administration. Okay, how much, what is the ratio? 3 is to 5 is to 3 is to 2. Okay, and the total budget is given $200,000. So we can consider the total amount of marketing is 5x, total amount for the product development is 3x, total amount of administration is 2x. So when you add this is equal to $200,000. So 5x plus 3x plus 2x is equal to 200,000. When you solve this, you get x is equal to 20,000. But this is the value of x. What we need to find? Marketing. What is marketing? Total budget for marketing is 5x. So we need to multiply this x with 5. So total budget allocated for marketing is 20,000 multiplied by 5. That is $100,000 for marketing. Okay guys, so let's solve the second type of question. So in this type of question, it says when you do not have quantities for either part of a ratio but have information about how the ratio changes. Okay, so let's solve this example and you will understand what kind of question you will see in this concept. Okay, so it says in certain school the ratio of students to teacher is 20:1. If the school adds 1000 students and 100 teachers, the new ratio of student to teacher will be 15:1. How many students are currently at the school? Okay, so in this what it says the student ratio versus teacher, student to teacher is 20:1. Okay, and now school is adding 1000 students and 100 teacher, so the new ratio becomes 15:1. Okay, so now we need to understand how we can convert this quotient into an equation. Okay, so this is a older ratio. We consider, okay, so total number of student at the beginning is 20x and total number of teacher is 1x. Okay, now if you add 1000 student in this, okay, and 100 teachers in this, the new ratio becomes 15:1. Okay, so you're not writing much thing. Okay, you're just solving everything in one equation. Why I'm doing this? Because in exam you do not have time to write down all the equation. You can do everything in one equation. Okay, so this is the final equation we come up with, that 20x plus 1000 is to x plus 100 is equal to 15:1. So if you do the cross multiplication, okay, so it will become 20x plus 1000 is equal to 15x plus 1500. Okay, now you solve this. This 5x is equal to 500 and x is equal to 100. Okay, now this is the value of x, but we need to find the currently at school, the number of students. So number of students are 20x, so which is equal to 2000 students. So total number of students at university school are 20,000. Oh, sorry, 2000 students. Okay, so I hope you get this answer. And now let's move to the third kind of question, which says that we have given the multiple ratio with a common element. Okay, let's solve this question and you will get the idea. So it says at a certain pet store there are 3 dogs for every 2 cats and 5 cats for every 7 birds. What is the ratio of the number of dogs to the number of birds? Okay, so here the number of dogs to cat 3:2. Okay, and cat to bird is 5:7. We need to find the ratio between dog versus bird. How can we do? So let's write down in the another form. D is to C. This is I will tell you the two different ways to solve this kind of question, and you can choose whichever you like to do. Okay, so I will tell you the two different tricks. D is to C is 3:2, right? And the C is to B is 5:7. But we need to find out the ratio between these to B. So whenever you have question like this, so you can do what you can do: multiply 3 with 5, this with this, and this with this. So 3 into 5 is 15, 10. Okay, so 15 is to 10 is to 7 multiplied by 4, 14. Okay, so this is the ratio of all of them. Now we need to, what ratio we need to find? We need to find ratio between dog and bird. So dog and bird ratio is 15:4. So how we did this? We multiply 3 with 5, then this and this. So this is the form. You always do like this. You multiply this, we then multiply this, then multiply this, multiply this. So this is a fun way of doing it. Okay, now another way of solving the same kind of question is, we have given D to C, okay, and B. D to C is 3:5, 3:2, and then it is 5:7. You can say whenever you have this, always multiply. Whenever you multiply, you can do whatever number is given. Okay, write the neighbor of that number. So if we have 5, we need to write here. So what is the neighbor of this number? 5. So we write down 5 here. We have to find, we need to write some number here. We can write the neighbor over here, and then you multiply the simple. 15 is to 10 is to 14. Okay, I hope you get what we did. You need to write the number which is neighbor to this number. So what is the neighbor of this number? Is 5. What is the neighbor of this number? Is 2. So there are two ways you can solve. You can do in your way. If you understand, whether you understand this method better or you understand this method better. Okay guys, I hope you like this video. If you have any question, you can just comment us back in our comment box and let me know how you liking this. If you have any doubt, let me know. I can make a video for you and I can take online classes with you. Okay guys, have a nice day and see you in my next video.